I'm Amanda Preslar with Preslar Music on Cherry Street, and we offer lessons in piano, voice, drums, guitar, bass, songwriting, and recording. I grew up in southern Mississippi, a little town called Hattiesburg, Mississippi. There's 3 girls in my family, and my fondest memories are singing with them. I picked up an instrument at 4. They started me on Suzuki violin, and I remember my arm getting so tired from practicing, and so they decided to change me over to piano. That might have been a better idea at that time, so that's what it took to make me stick to it and practice. My parents would do duets at church, and I remember in 2nd grade picking up harmonies and singing the 3rd part with them, and they would let me sing it with them. And then as I got confident in that, I began to teach my sisters how to sing 3-part harmony. It's interesting to see as a child, like, your personality develop and then it actually making sense as far as pointing you in the way that you're going to go for your path as an adult. When I first began teaching, I did not think that having a school 12 years later would be in the picture at all. Again, it was a favor, and I was trying to get my degree at school and was working a part-time job. I was actually going to move to Nashville to get my master's in music business. Had all of my tuition lined out, my student working job in place, my housing, and I pulled the plug on that and said, you know what, I'm just going to stay here and learn how to do the music business here. But I think the greatest compliment that I have received from one of our students is, she was probably 3rd or 4th grade, Addie Bethel was her name, and she said, one day I want to grow up and I was like, what do you want to be? And she's like, I want to be a music teacher, just like you. And I think that's when it's really special, is seeing them perform and seeing the light bulb go off and the light in their eyes, and seeing them enjoy and apply music in their everyday life. It's not something that has to be boring or we have to do this. It's something they want to do and they enjoy. That's the most rewarding part of teaching. When I first began teaching, I made a pact with myself that if I wasn't having fun, then it's more than likely the student wasn't having fun. I remember thinking, okay, as growing up, as I became, studying piano and going through the Suzuki method, I loved the Suzuki method. Lots of ear training, lots of theory. There were some things that I could do without. I remember thinking how important every part of my journey was growing up, every foundational, element that helped bring me to where I was today. Being aware of that and taking the classical foundational elements, but merging it with a more contemporary feel. Okay, so how can we teach theory, but not necessarily do it out of a book? What's your favorite song on the radio? Well, let's learn that and apply it to where meet the student where they're at. Something that we focus on here at the school is incorporating a 1-hour group lesson each month in our curriculum. And we love that social interaction because music is social. As I had the opportunity to move to Nashville and maybe do something different with my life, I began to value and appreciate the relationships that I had begun to make here in Tulsa. And so I just decided to dig in and make this happen and make it work and be who I was to the Tulsa community instead of starting all over. Just stay in place and do what I did best. Yeah, I think we're the only school in town that I've heard of, don't quote me on that incorporates the 1-hour group lesson each month. It's vital, we believe it's vital, and we do it in a creative way. So students who come here will have weekly lessons with their instructor, and then once a month they'll have an hour group lesson. So first lessons are free. It's a great way to come and try us out, see if you even like us, see if we're a good fit, and get involved.